The last census shows 329. So the importance of having better credit starts with unlocking credit. And the way that we're going to unlock credit, let me see. Can you, did I X out here? Thomas, did you put up that first slide for me? If you don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't see it here.
Yeah, I will.
Beautiful people. Hey, everybody. I don't see it on my end.
Yeah, I'll share my screen and put it on there.
Okay. You guys, once I obtained and increased my credit score, man, it was game over. I thought that having excellent credit was something. That wasn't something. It was what I started to do with having excellent credit right after that. One of the first things, you guys, that excellent credit allows you to do is it unlocks benefits. Okay, it unlocks benefits. One of the benefits that your credit unlocks is being able to have lower car insurance. A lot of people don't know that in America that your credit score is controlled by your credit score. You know, you want to be able to utilize that. I'm gonna tag myself here and share this on my Facebook page as well so everybody can see. It starts with your credit score. So if you're not utilizing your credit the right way, you can increase your credit score and not take advantage of the benefit. You guys follow me? You can increase your credit score and not take advantage of the benefit. So what I have here is a screenshot with State Farm here. This is one of my most recent bills. I've only had my driver's license for 3 years, you guys. And as you can see, on my luxury vehicles, I have extremely low car because of my excess credit score. Can you guys see the amount? That's on my State Farm bill. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can see that. Facebook, Zoom. So this is one of the things that credit does. You know, if you're driving, you know, a Hummer, you know, which is what I believe this bill is. I have Hummers, Range Rovers. I have all these luxury vehicles fully loaded with TVs, refrigerators in my cars, you know, and because of the fact that I have excellent credit, I was able to have an extremely low vehicle insurance. And that's what credit does for you. Credit unlocks lower payments, okay? So if you have higher credit, you'll be able to utilize having lower car insurance because most people are paying $200, $300, $400 on car insurance. Most people are paying $200, $300, $400 on car insurance. A lot of people are paying a higher car insurance than their actual vehicle car note, you know, or it's just about equivalent. So having excellent credit, what I want to discuss with you guys is about the benefits that credit does for you. How many of you guys would like to pay a $48 or $100? I think my Range Rover car insurance is at $99.
Me.
Range Rover is fully loaded. I have TVs in the headrest. I have a refrigerator in the armrest. I have a navigation system. I've only had my driver's license for 3 years, you guys. How many of you guys would like to pay $99 a month for full coverage vehicle insurance? And then in a Range Rover or whatever car you like. It doesn't even have to be a Range Rover. It could be what you have. You may like what you want, you know? So that's important. But we hear this dogma, right? Of, oh, your car insurance, you have to have somebody old, you know, who's 60, 80 years old, who had their driver's license for a very long time, right? I'm pretty sure you guys have heard that, right? In order to obtain low car insurance. Or you'll hear something like, you have too many accidents. Yes, that do play a little part into it. And your location plays a little part into it as well. But I live downtown, you know, downtown in any city is always going to have the most, you know, the most accidents and the most trouble, right? No matter what city you're in.
Yeah.
So having a high credit score allows you to live off the benefits of low car insurance. No matter what vehicle you're driving, you can take advantage of having lower car insurance by having a higher credit score. You know, so this is the importance of having your credit score above a 760, 700s. And you also want to find out with the car insurance company that you're with, you also want to ask them, what credit report are you pulling from? So if you guys want to take notes, that'll be a good pointer for you guys to jot down. What credit score are you guys pulling from? That's important for you guys to know, because if you know what credit report they're pulling from, then you'll know. I'm trying to share this video because I see Thomas got it here on Facebook. You'll know what credit score you need to build up. And it's important for you to know what score to increase so that you know when to have them pull it again, right? If you call me and I work for Geico, and Geico pulls from Equifax to pull your credit report to help your car insurance decrease, and you check your Equifax credit score, and your Equifax credit score is a 599, right? You obviously don't want to have Geico give you any car insurance. You want to fix the root cause. The root cause to everything in America that's dealing with your finances is your credit score. Higher credit means lower expenses. So you guys could jot that down. Higher credit means lower expenses. If you hear people complain about money, complain about bills, any form of expenses, because they got bad credit. So because they choose not to fix the root cause, they're seeing the fruit of that. They're seeing one of the other things is down payments. You know, when you have bad credit, you have to put down payments to live in an apartment. You have to put down payments on a vehicle. You have to put down a down payment, you know, or a higher down payment to have a mortgage for a house, for rental properties. So this is, you know, all this stuff goes back to the number one thing, which is credit. So the first thing I would say is, you know, obviously get the score high so that you can take advantage of having lower car insurance. My favorite motto when it comes to credit is have what they have, but don't pay what they pay. You know, it's not about what you got, it's about how you pay. That's my motto for credit. Have what they have, whatever you want, whether it's a Maserati or a Honda Accord. It doesn't matter. What does matter is how much you're paying for it. I want you guys to keep more money in your pocket and stop giving the money to the banks and to the car insurance companies because of your bad credit, because they don't care about you. You know, they don't care about you. All they care about the fact is that they have more money. So when you have a higher car insurance, then when you have a higher car insurance, it's because you have a bad credit score. And then if you have a good, decent credit score, if you're at a 760, 770, you can still restructure your car insurance. The first thing you want to do, again, I just gave you guys one of the biggest strategies for free, and you're not even one of my clients. My clients is on the call with us. They're probably going to fuss me out later because I'm giving y'all free game. What are the first things you want to do is call the car company and ask them, say, who do you pull from? Think about it. When you call a car insurance company, what is the first thing, when you say you're calling to get a quote, what is the first thing they ask you for?
Credit report.
Your social security number, right?
Yeah.
Right? So the reason why they're asking you for that is because they're going to do what? They're going to run your credit. I know it probably never dawned on you because they don't teach this stuff. So they run in your credit to give you the quote. The first thing they're going to ask you is maybe have your social security number, then you provide your social. And when you provide your social to them, they said, all right, bear with me 1 second. They get to typing it up. When they type it up, boy, you got a bad credit score, then you're going to have a very high car insurance. So then they would come back and tell you, this is what the quote is. we have a
This is not working.
$300 a month car insurance for you. And the reason being, again, is because your score is low. But once you fix your score to the high 700, once you fix your score to the high 700s, then you'll be able to take advantage of this amazing benefit of having a low car insurance, then you can keep more money in your pocket on your premium. So that's the first benefit I wanted to talk to you guys about. The second benefit of having excellent credit, remember, for you guys that's just joining on Facebook and as well on the Zoom calls, we're talking about one of the 5 key factors of having better credit. The second benefit we want to discuss here, you can throw any one of the other slides up for me, T, don't matter. The second benefit that we're going to discuss for having better credit, you guys, again, before it used to be 700. When I built New Credit Law, I built New Credit Law for everyone to obtain a 700 credit score. But what most people fail to realize is that every 10 years we have a recession. This is not nothing new. Every 10 years we have a recession. You know, I teach my community this. You know, we've been talking about this from February. I told these guys in February that the economy was going to crash. I'm happy that they trust me enough because they didn't look at me like I was crazy. You know, I said, every 10 years the economy is going to crash. We're going to go into recession here because it is systematically made and created. When you study finances and you study history, his story, right? That's what history means, his story. When you study America's history, you'll see that every 10 years, we head into a recession. So credit allows you to position yourself for a better next decade. So when I built New Credit Law, I started to build it focused on a 700 credit score. But right now, we're in a whole new decade. So now the goal is to obtain a 750, 760 credit score. Because the economy is going to change over these next 10 years, and also they're going to demand a higher credit score. So with them demanding a higher credit score, here's another great benefit for you guys who are looking to purchase a vehicle. Here's a G-Wagon, a very popular vehicle that a lot of people like. Obviously, you won't find a G-Wagon for $23,000. If you do, there's something wrong with it, or it has a lot of miles, right? But the photo is not so much the importance. What we're going to discuss here is the actual strategic method of how you purchase a vehicle. So this is key benefit number 2, is how you purchase a vehicle. Oh, Tom, I think you just changed. Go back. So bad credit will cost you. So you want to jot that down. Facebook, my Facebook, Thomas Facebook, Zoom. Bad credit will cost you. The whole purpose of you having better credit, you guys, is so that you can keep more money in your pocket. The reason that bad credit is going to cost you, because if you look at person A, you see that person A credit score is a 730 credit score. The interest rate is a 1.9. That's usually where my interest rates are at, 1.9, 1.6, somewhere around that range. And I don't put no money down on any vehicle. You know, I stopped doing that over 10 years ago. I remember when I used to have to co-sign, used to call my big brother up, call my mom up, try to get everybody in the family to co-sign for me, because when I want something, I want it, you guys. And everybody would tell me, no, we're not co-signing for you. And I'm happy that they did, because it actually made me learn how to handle finances and credit. So when we look at person A, this is what credit does for you. Person A, when you look at their credit score, they have a 730 credit score, so their interest rate is 1.9. This is where credit matters, and this is why I say have what they have, but don't pay what they pay. Credit matters because when you look at the total interest, you guys, is what the banks charge you for lending you money. No one is going to give you anything for free, okay? So if you're gonna borrow money from the bank for a vehicle or for a house, they're gonna charge you because they don't trust you. They trust you more depending on those 3-digit numbers. So those 3-digit numbers tells the banks, how much can I trust Brandon? How much can I trust Janice? How much can I trust Christy? And, how much can I trust Marv? How much can I trust you, Kenneth? If you have a 500, 600 credit score, they're going to give you a high interest rate, which is person B. When you look at person B shows, I can't see it, Thomas. I don't know if they can see it.
I got you.
Okay, person B shows, zoom in a bit, if you can. It's a little bit small.
I got you.
I don't think Facebook will be able to see it.
There we go. There we go.
So person B, you guys have a 599 credit score. Look at the interest rate. What's the interest rate on person B? Someone jot it in the chats, or if he unmutes you, whichever route. Correct, Josephine. 14.9%. Again, it's not what you have, it's what strategy did you use to obtain it. 14.9% is extremely high. The average consumer in America is paying about that or higher. And because of their lack of delayed gratification, they don't want to be patient and go through the process correctly. They'll rather pay the bank an additional almost $100 and something dollars, it's almost $200 extra a month in a car note because of the fact that they didn't want to fix the root cause, their credit score. So if you look at person A, you see 1.99. If you look at person B, you see the interest rate is 14.99, which give person B a monthly payment of $513, I believe that is. You see the difference of what credit does for the same G-Wagon, the same year, the same color, the same miles? You'll hear people who don't know anything about credit say little dumb stuff like, oh, the years is different or the mileage is different. No, man, it's just the credit. That can play a factor into it, but that's not going to be a key factor. So what we need to focus on is the key factors. Because once you focus on the key factors, then you'll know how to fix the issue. And then obviously you fix the issue by coming up with the cure. The cure is better credit, increasing the score. So if you look at the total interest paid on person B, the total interest paid over a 5-year term on a vehicle, because most vehicle loans are 60 months or 72 months, or the 5 years or 6 years. Person B pays an additional $10,921 in interest, you guys, versus person A, who pays only $1,300. Isn't that ridiculous? And this is why we're struggling financially, because we need a car, but we don't want to go about getting a car the correct way. We don't want to allow the process to be the process. We don't want to be patient. We don't want to have delayed gratification so that we can really reap the benefits. So we'll jump into a vehicle, get excited because the dealer said, oh, you're approved, but at what cost? At what cost am I approved? So you're paying an additional $10,000, $9,600, $10,000 extra. And this is the average person in America right now who's driving a vehicle. They're paying an additional almost $10,000 in interest compared to someone who has better credit. Who would like to keep $10,000 in their pocket every month extra? Take that same money that they would have charged you on interest, open up another bank account, right? And throw that extra, little $100, $200 in another bank account, stack that money up, come check this money out in 5 years. When you make this last car note payment, you go back and look at that bank account and boom, baby, 10 bands. 10 bands. 10 bands you did in 5 years, saving off of a reverse psychology of acting like you're enslaving yourself. You make yourself the bank by charging yourself the interest because of the fact that they would have done it if you did not increase your credit score. You follow me?
Hey, Josh. We have a question from Brandon Swan, real quick. Go ahead, Brandon.
Brandon.
Josh, what's up, man? I have a question, and I'm glad we're talking about this particular topic as far as your credit and even how it gets a car. I want to tell you about how I got my car and the question that comes along with it. I got a Benz about 3 years ago, and my credit, it was bad, man. And I knew from prior history, because this is not my first time buying a car, but when I bought my Benz, like they said, I had to put a lot of money down. And I was grateful enough where I won money from a injury settlement a few years ago where I was able to put the money down on a car. Now, my question is, like, if you was in that same position, would you have done a big payment and got the Benz, or would you have like waited to get your credit better and then purchase the car? Because obviously I can't get the money back since I put it down on my car, you know what I'm saying? So is there like a right or wrong way of handling that? You know what I mean?
Oh man, Brandon, I'm glad you asked. That's a good question. That's a very good question, because I think so many people need to hear this answer so that they know how to go about their next car. Yes, I would have waited, but it's also determined on your situation. I had a client call me this today or yesterday who just signed up, and she said, "Josh, my credit is messed up. I need a vehicle." And I said, "Okay." After we went through the consultation, I said to her, we can help her get her into a vehicle, but she has a process. She has a long way to go. And then she says to me, "Josh, I need a vehicle now because I need transportation to work." Like she said, 30, 60 days, right? You know how it is. When people need help, they always come at the last moment, right? they don't do it when they should have. They do it when all hell is broke loose in their life. They're going in a downward spiral. And now she's trying to get her credit repaired. So I explained to her, I said, I understand that you need a vehicle, but I will still never tell you to do anything in ignorance. You always want to operate in wisdom. Wisdom is the principal thing. So if you can get the wisdom, always do that, because that's the best route. I would have waited. Yeah, you put the money down, but for the future, right? I would never suggest to put money down on a vehicle. Never. I've never put money down on any of my vehicles. I'm actually about to purchase another vehicle, and I'm not putting any money down on that either. I don't believe in putting money down on liabilities, you guys. A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket, whether you work or not. So you want to jot that down. A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket, whether you work or not. The only time I will put money down on something is if it's making me more income or more revenue. I've purchased, like I said, I got a couple cars. I'm about to purchase another one, and I ain't putting no money down on that. I wish they would ask me about some money down. I'll look at them. I probably wouldn't even say that. I'll look at them and
you're one of the blessed ones, Josh.
No, it's not even.
Right.
It's not.
I know.
I think it's more so the patience.
Right.
Right. I think it's more so the patience to do the strategy correctly so that I can reap the benefit. Because the vehicle that you put the money down on, Brandon, you lost that money, and guess what? This is how they got you. You lost the money that you put down. Like this ain't just you. This is the average American. Everyone who's on this call, they done this to everybody. They used to do it to me. Like I said, I haven't had to co-sign on a car for the past, 8 years or something like that. So they got you on the down payment. That's the first place that they got you. The second way that they got you is in your interest rate.
Actually, believe it or not, though, when I did put the money down, I was able to get an interest rate of 4%.
4% is decent.
Okay.
Why not aim for 2% or 1.9? Why not save an additional $2,000-$3,000? Right?
I got you.
This is all about you keeping money. What you're keeping. It's not what you're making; it's what you're keeping.
Okay.
So that's what I would say. You want to keep more money in your pocket. I'm working on a deal right now, and again, patience, right? I'm working on a deal, and I'm not going to pull the trigger on this deal until I can get this interest rate down to the same thing that I'm telling you. At a 1.92%, So it's just a matter of patience. So it's good that you got the transportation, but now they hit you with a 4% interest rate, which means that, again, it's not terrible compared to the rest of the states, but why not beat it, right? Why not make it better and keep an additional, knocking your credit interest rate down to 2% lower may save you almost $46 a month, right? What you got, a 5-year term or a 6?
5.
5 years. So you do the math, right? What's 46? What's 46 times 60 months? $46.
About 2,800. About
$46 times 60 months. It's about 27, right?
Mm-hmm.
27.60. So you save an additional, like I said, yes, I was right, almost an additional $3,000, right? So when you go get your next vehicle, you know how to work it. And I'm gonna teach you guys another strategy on the call. This is how you work it. You guys ready?
Yeah, tell us.
This is how you work purchasing a vehicle from a dealership. Get a credit union.
So
I
I got a question.
one of the biggest loopholes.
So
Get a credit union. That's the first step. Here's the second step. Let me know when you're ready. I see some of you guys staring at me. I know that I'm a handsome man, but I want to see some pens moving. I want to see some pens moving. Get a credit union. The second step is, again, Marv, I think you got this part, right? I think you got this part, Marv. When you call a credit union, what is the first thing you're going to ask them? Me and Marv actually just utilize this strategy. Marv, what's the first thing you're going to ask the credit union? Unmute him, Thomas. It's one of my clients. He'll be able to answer this question. What are you going to ask the credit union when you call them?
What's the APR they're offering? What's the lowest APR?
What's the lowest APR are you currently offering? So first get the credit union. Then when you find a credit union that you like, ask them, what is the lowest APR that you're offering currently?
That's an APR, Josh, or anybody for those that don't know.
Yeah, so the APR, again, is the interest rates, right? Annual percentage. What is the annual percentage that I'm being charged? APR. What is the annual percentage rate that I'm being charged? Because again, this is what credit is about. Whenever you hear credit, you should hear interest rate. Just like when you hear Apple, you think of apple juice. Interest rates is the derivative of credit score. So you always want to know what's the rates, because this is where the banks make their money. This is the loophole, for the banks to make their money. So you always want to be able to utilize that, to figure that part out. What's the next slide we have here?
I believe it's a house. You pull it up.
Okay. How you guys doing? Any questions, anyone? Facebook? Zoom?
Let's see. I'm gonna make it big screen for y'all. There we go. Can we see that?
Yeah, great. Was those the only 2 points on how to purchase a vehicle? We have more points, Josephine, but I'll share that with you guys when we have more time. I'll share that with you guys later because I'm on the time with him, with Thomas's group. But we'll dive into that. Good question. Remind me or send it to Chloe. Chloe, are you on the call? Rachel, are you on the call? I don't know if my team members here on the call with us.
Chloe.
Chloe, you said yeah?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Hey, how you doing? Sorry, I forgot to say hey. Can you get that from Josephine? That question she's asking, was those the only 2 pointers on purchasing a vehicle? I'll be able to send her that, and the rest of the community, we'll be able to dive more into that. So this third thing I want to discuss with you guys here is the purchase price, right? How to purchase a rental property or a house. For those of you who are looking to obtain a house, do you know that the average American will never have a net worth because of the fact that they don't own any land or any property? The average American would do that. So the number one way that you can increase your wealth outside of health insurance is purchasing a home. The moment that you purchase a home, you have now increased your net worth. You're now worth something. You now became something living. So when the Lord calls you home, if he ever plans to do so, you'll be able to pass some of your wealth down to your family members through ownership, owning a home or owning a rental property. So here's a perfect example. Again, right? When you hear credit, what's the first thing you hear? APR, right? Interest rate. So here's a perfect example. Person on the left, on my left, I'm seeing a credit score of a person B, we can call person B, have a 560 credit score. So this person is showing, this is what credit does for you, no matter where you're at. If you're one of my clients in America, Canada, or Kuwait, doesn't matter. Overseas, you guys only have 2 credit reports, as you're already aware of. In America, we have 3 credit reports. But it doesn't matter where you're located, the strategy stays the same. They just change the names of the strategies, that's it. When you're in America, you have a 560 credit score. You can get approved for a house, but again, at what cost, right? At what cost am I getting approved for a house? So if you look at someone who's purchasing a $200,000 property here at a 30-year fixed term, a credit score with a 560, their monthly payment is going to be $2,210 as a monthly payment. What's the interest rate for a person with a 560, 570 credit score? Someone jot that down or answer through the mute. Facebook, Zoom, doesn't matter. I want someone from Thomas's invite to answer.
You crew, anybody. You can type it.
Type it, write it, doesn't matter.
Yeah. What's the interest rate for credit score 560? Interest rate. What's the interest rate? There we go. Thanks, Jan. Jan said 12.985.
Exactly. Great job, Jan. Great job. And this is what it's about. So we're filled in the economy with, again, people who are not financially literate. And because of that, you as the consumer, you're the one that's going to pay for this. You're going to pay for this. And the reason why I say that is because it starts with you. If you don't really know, then the realtors are not going to tell you because they don't care about that. The realtors are no different than the car dealer. The realtors and the car dealer are the same people. They're both salespeople. And oftentimes, sad to say, they're not financially educated. So if you're not financially literate and they're not financially educated, this is going to be a congratulations, you're approved, but at what cost, right? So this is why this is so important, because the realtor, they don't care about, and this is nothing against my realtors or any other realtors, but this is just the truth. They don't care about what interest rates you get approved at. They're just trying to sell the house so they can pocket their little 3% money that they're getting out of it. That they probably just close one deal once a month or every 2 months. So they don't care about you getting charged an interest rate at 13%. They can care less. They just want to take a picture with a sign so that you can post it on social media.
Yeah. Hey, Josh.
But the issue.
Hey, Josh.
Uh-huh.
We have questions here.
Who's that?
We have one. We're going to go in order. There's 2 from Jan. Jan, she's from my group.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I have one question. So, Jan, are you there? You can go ahead and ask your question now.
Okay. So, I am Corey, be quiet. Okay. So, I remember you telling your story saying how you got yours done in 1 month. Now, I am not a slow and steady person, but if I was to get assistance from your company, what is the average length that I would have to stay with you guys to see an improvement in my credit?
That's a good question. So the average, so you're going to see results in less than 90 days. If you don't see your scores increase or in less than 90 days, your 4th month is complimentary.
Oh, wow.
Your 4th month is totally complimentary. But outside of that, no matter what situation you're facing, to see your highest results in America, the average consumer sees their highest results anywhere between 6 to 18 months. 6 to 18 months. So no matter who you are, if you're really looking to get into the 760s, 780s, that's usually around, again, the highest amount, 18 months. Again, it took me 2 years to delete all my 88 negative accounts before I obtained an excellent score. Once I did that, I was my first client, so it took me almost the whole 20 plus months to do so. But once I did that, then the following month, which was the January of 2018, which is what I was referring to, that's when you seen the increase because I didn't have that debt. Once the first step is always dispute. Removing all the negative accounts, no matter how long it takes, definitely invest into removing the negative items until they're all gone, because those points are more vital than anything. But that's a very good question. But yeah, the average consumer is usually 6 to 18 months just for them to see their highest results, the high 700s, 800s. Good question.
Thank you.
Marv said, I'm staying forever. Marv, we love you. I know you and a lot of my clients, they always say that. I love you guys. I appreciate for staying in the community.
We got one more question.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, Kenneth. You can unmute yourself and for us.
Who's that? Kenneth?
Go.
Hey, what's up, Josh? How you doing?
Hey, Ken. How you doing, man?
Good. So my question was, I'm doing my credit repair. So once an account is deleted, do I continue to pay for that account, and also do I answer the phone calls from credit collectors?
That's a good question. I'm glad you asked that question. The first part I want to touch. Do you continue paying that? That is totally up to you. I can tell you what Josh don't do. I think my whole community knows that answer. I can add anyone in my community, anybody in my community would tell you that. I have never paid on any negative account that I've deleted on my credit report. $127,000 in debt I legally deleted. This is credit litigation, right? So I always stand on the law for the account to be deleted. So it's totally up to you. If you choose to continue paying on the debt, you can do so if that's your route, But yeah, I think my community would quickly tell you what Josh's answer is about that. I can't tell you not to pay debt, right? But what I can tell you is that as a consumer, you have rights. And in your rights, it states that if the item is not, if there's an error, inaccuracy, an unfair account on your credit report, the item has to be legally deleted immediately from your credit report. That is what your consumer rights states. That is the law. So if there's an error for the item to be deleted, no matter how much the debt amount is, let's say it's a repossession, right? You got a car that was repoed, you owed them $40,000, and then 6 months in, we deleted that $40,000 repossession from your credit report. This is the fastest method of increasing your credit score. Would I be sitting here trying to pay $40,000 on a car that I don't even have, that I got legally deleted from my credit report? Heck to the no. I'm not. It was legally deleted. And if anybody want to take me to court, I got my letters to validate, my consumer rights that I chose to stand by and uphold in court. And guess who's going to win with your rights? You have your consumer rights to do so. So, but yeah, if you choose to, you can. But oftentimes, the other thing I would like to tell you is that every state has a statute of limitation for them to even come after you for the debt. Every state is different. You're here with me, so we're at 4 years. So 4 years from the account, after the 4 years, they can't even harass you for the debt anymore. So, and I see a lot of people. I had a client who told me that she paid a debt off that's been over 4 years, and I'm like, they can't even come after you for the debt. If you want to give somebody money, the church is open. At least do it to someone that's going to be useful. They can't harass you, nor do you have any legal ties to the debt. So why would you just throw money away like that? But some people don't want to listen and follow the steps and the strategies to win. They want to pay for a service, but then do what they want to do. I hopefully hope that you guys don't do that. And then to your second question, you said about the harassment, basically, is what I call it. Are you on the Emerald plan, Kenneth? No? Okay. Because on the Emerald plan, we can stop that. We can put a cease and desist order in against them for harassment for anyone who's contacting you. So we can put an end to any collection company, anyone reaching out. The team and I, me and the girls that's on the calls, they can do so as well. But it's only on the Emerald plan to stop that. So you can upgrade at any time if you like to take advantage of that, even if you would like to do that for 1 month. We can stop them from contacting you. You just let us know who it is. You let the girls know if you want to drop it into what's the name, or if you want to message them. You can let them know, and then they'll work on it. Stop them from contacting you. But that was a good question.
I have another question. I remember here. I think it's from your group, Josh. Here it is, from Kenneth again. Did we answer this question? If we have accounts removed, do we continue to pay on that account? And do we talk to creditors?
Yeah. Those.
Okay. There's another one here from. Okay, and Jan also asked another question. She said, "Can closed accounts hurt your credit?"
Oh, that's a good question, Jan. I'm glad you asked that. That's a good question. Closed accounts can hurt your credit, but they only hurt your credit for a certain time. Depending on the account, the average closed account usually hurts your credit for a little under 3 years. Again, depending on the state and where that account is from. After it did its first impact on your credit score, it usually can't damage your credit any worse. So let me give you an example. When I say your first impact, let's use a Macy's card, because everybody knows who Macy's is. If you have a Macy's card that you've been paying on and you've had the card for 5 years and you've never missed a payment, and then in your 6th year in January, you missed a payment, your credit is about to be destroyed. A late payment is the #1 thing that destroys your credit score. One late payment, you guys, destroys your credit score anywhere from 0 to 110 points. On average, it's usually 63 points for one late payment. So with that one late payment that you've just now obtained, it's not going to hurt your credit score anymore after that one late payment. Even if you're late again, you're late again and then you're late again, you've already destroyed that account. There's no coming back from that account, which is when the investigation process would usually start, on a credit repair company side. But that's a good question. Even if the account is closed out. Now, if the account is closed out and the account was in a negative standing and we deleted the account from your credit report, if it had a lot of positive history on it, it can destroy your credit. It can push your credit back, because even though it sounds kind of counterintuitive, because it was a negative account, but due to a little history on there, if it was a history that has a long time frame on it, it can decrease your credit score. Because I would tell you this, at New Credit Law, I care more about removing negative items than keeping a negative item that has good history. Because that negative item destroys your credit report. I care about you being perfect. So you having an 800, 790 credit score. I care more about that than that little 60, 30 something points. We'll get that back in 90 days. I'm not worried about that. But what I am worried about is getting that account removed. That's definitely moved. Because the more negative items you have on your credit report, you're not going to really see a drastic increase in your credit score jump until that gets lowered. As the team and I delete those negative accounts from your credit report, then you're going to see those big jumps. Again, right? Henceforth, I told you guys I had how many negative accounts on my credit report? 88, right? But when I was deleting those negative accounts on my credit reports, the first 88 and 87 and 40 something negative accounts, I wasn't seeing a big jump. I was only getting like a 10, 12 point increase on my credit score. But once everything was gone, because negative and positive, right? Basic science class, right? That they taught us. Well, y'all, I kind of know something about it. High school dropout over here. You know, negative and positive, they don't mix, right? So the moment that you have all those negatives deleted, then your positives, you'll see an 80, 100 point jump on your credit score. But that was a good question.
Very
Hi,
good.
Joshua. I have a question. Hi, Joshua. This is Monique.
Hey, Monique, how's it going?
I'm doing okay. I need to know from you exactly what difference does it make what plan you choose? What is the difference in the service that you're providing? Because I've been with you a year, as you know,
So,
and there's very slow, it's very slow progress. So what is the difference in the different plans?
that's a very good question. So the difference is what you're paying for. So on the Jasper plan, if you go and look at the website, if you go to www.newcreditlaw.com, if you look at the website, the slow progress is one, determined on if you're sending in the documents that we're asking. Two, if you've been keeping your things active, because if you're not keeping your identity IQ active every month, we're not able to update your credit reports in time to be able to see the results. Three, the monthly payments. I recall, Monique, you were on and off with us, so you can't really say a year when you're not consistently active. You got to pay your bills, with the credit repair company in order to see the results, right? I think a lot of times we expect to have drastic results when we don't want to be consistent. Consistency is everything. The third thing about it is if you look at the website, you take a look at the Jasper plan. Jasper plan states that we're not working on any hard inquiries. We're not working on any of the other main factors that's going to help delete the negatives. The majority of people that's on the call, they're all on the Emerald plan. They've all received the results. They're all on the Jasper plan. Sapphire plan. So they're seeing the results for the unlimited negative items and the hard inquiries that we're reviewing. So I would definitely suggest if you're getting slow results, I would definitely suggest to increase the plan to get better results, so we can take different strategies, different approach, and work on more negative items for what you're paying for. You can't expect a Ferrari, for J.C. Penney price, right? I think that's anything in life when it comes to investments. But yeah, just shoot a message to the team. They're on the call, and they'll be able to assist you with that if you'd like to upgrade.
Yeah. Yeah, I've already talked to Chloe, and the inconsistencies with the payments initially in the beginning, that was pretty much resolved. So the payments have been consistent for more than 6 months. So you're saying that I need to increase, jump to the Emerald plan in order for you to do what you need to do?
Well, I'm not going to say do what we need to do. We're investigating. We're doing the work. But for the results that it sounds like you're not happy with that you're getting, yes, I would suggest so. Because, again, we're not working on everything on the Jasper plan. The Jasper plan is the basic plan. That's the basic plan to just focus on the negative items. But 57% of our clients are on the Emerald plan as of coming into this month. The other 40-something is on the Sapphire. So, and the majority of them are on the call. The Emerald clients are on the call. So they'll tell you, they've been with us for maybe 6 months or so, and they'll tell you they've had the credit score increase, bankruptcies, all of that stuff deleted, because that's what they're investing in. They've invested the $175 a month to be able to receive those results. I'm looking at all these faces, and I don't see not one person who's not on the Emerald plan beside Kenneth, probably. They ain't trying to call you out, Kenneth, but but everybody else out of the 20.
Okay, so you're saying the plan that I have, then it's not doing anything for me right about now.
I'm not sure about anything, but I can pull up your account. Once we're off the call, we'll be able to review it, and then I'll be able to see what's going on with where you're at for the Jasper plan. But again, the Jasper plan is just a basic plan. It's just focused on the negative items, the collection items that we've already deleted, like the smaller items, for us to investigate. But they'll be able to pull it up, and we'll be able to review it afterwards, after we're off the Zoom call. Hey, but Chloe or Rachel, one of you ladies, amazing ladies here, can you jot that down in review to go over? And you also should have received your audit as well to review the audit. So definitely keep an eye on your audit to see what's going on with your audit. One of the things about credit, you guys, is that the results is also not based on the company. A lot of people I see bounce around from credit companies, which is not really going to make so much of a big difference. Oftentimes, you guys, no matter if we're using the right strategies and the right laws, the credit bureaus are in violation. You know, you got to let the process be the process, and whatever it becomes, let it become that. Again, it took me 2 years. You know, I was paying $175 for the first half, and I didn't even have the money. That was my only income. And then afterwards, when I got a job, my second year, I was able to afford it. Then I was able to do so. So, you know, you got to let the process be the process, and the results will reap according to, you know, the fruit that you sow. But Thomas, can we go back to that chart? I want to show them what I was stating about the interest rate on the house. Appreciate you, buddy. So when we're looking at the interest rates here, you see the interest rate shows a 12.9 on the house for 560. But for the person that has a 760, 780 credit score, the interest rate I'm showing is a 4.0. So with you having a 4.0, you know, somewhat like what Brandon was just saying, you know, having a 4.4% interest rate, you see the difference? Your monthly payment with a 4% interest rate is a $958 monthly payment on a mortgage, which is extremely good. But again, look at your credit score. And this is what the realtors are not focused on, or what the realtors are not going to state. You know, the realtors are not going to state to you, you know, don't apply for a house yet. Wait till your credit score is at a 760, 780, or 740 or higher. They're not going to say that because they can care less. They're more concerned with getting you approved so that you can, you know, get the house. You know, but you're going to be charging a ridiculous amount, right? What's the difference on that, you guys? What's the difference, 2210 subtracted from 958? What's the difference that you guys are throwing away towards interest rate? Let me see, Thomas, someone from Thomas Group, jot down a shout out an answer for me. What's the difference for having bad credit on that house? Say it again. You sound a little distant. I think that was Janice.
It was Janice.
Sound
Can you
like
say that again, Janice? Or type it for us? Did you say something? Can you ask that question one more time, Josh?
What's the difference between a monthly payment between someone who has a 560 credit score and a person who has a 740 credit score? What's the difference?
Oh,
she said zoom in, Thomas.
Okay.
She said zoom in. Look, wait,
Let's see.
Zoom in a little bit.
Let me get you.
A little better.
Right now.
Somebody put the total in the chat.
Yeah, I know the total. I want someone from his group to participate. Thanks, Leah. Appreciate it. Yeah, Candace, exactly. 1252, right? So because of so you see everybody that's running out purchasing a house, they're purchasing a house with a 560, 580, 6-something credit score. This is what they're doing.
They're buying 2 houses.
It's like, congratulations, but at what expense, right? Why not do it with wisdom? Why not buy your house with a 740, 760 credit score and save $1,200, $1,100 extra a month in your pocket? Again, right? Because this is a 30-year fixed term. So someone from Thomas's group, what's the math? or anybody, what's the math? Do the math. 1252, 30 years. Because that's the difference, right? Yeah, Josephine. It's like buying 2 houses. You're absolutely right. The interest alone is like buying 2 houses. And guess what? Everybody that you see that's posted, the majority of people that you see that's posting photos all over social media, that's what they're doing. They're buying 2 houses on interest rate. Why? Because they don't want to hire a certified credit repair company or consultant to help them with the process. To be honest, when we did the search with Google, Google's partners helped build our website. When they did the search and the SEO, search engine optimization, they found out that the majority of the credit repair companies don't even have this as a benefit. And at New Credit Law on our Emerald plan, we do. We have this as a benefit. We help you get positioned to purchase your house. Not just with the score, we actually help you strategize the deal. You know, so that you're not being taken advantage of. So it's like you're buying the house 2 times, you know, over a 30-year time. So this is what better credit does. Better credit allows you to keep money in your pocket, you know, so you don't have to be throwing away all this money on all this other stuff that you're doing. But what's the difference? What's the difference? I see you guys saying the difference for the 1252. Thanks, Crystal. I see you there on Facebook. But what is the difference over 30 years? Because that's really what you're breaking down. So you've already broke down what you'll save every month, which is the 1252, but it's a 30-year term, right? So 1252, you got to do that with the 30 years. What is the difference in the overall 30-year amount? Somebody answer that. Because this is what credit is about. They're never going to teach us this in school. And they're never going to teach us this in our house, right? So this is how you break down credit. You follow the money by increments. So I want you guys to jot that down. Follow the money by increments. Follow the money by increments. When I'm purchasing a rental property, this is the same thing I'm doing. I'm breaking down the numbers because the numbers tell the story. The numbers tell the story. So you want to jot that down. The numbers tell the story. Don't get excited about, oh, you're pre-approved. Don't get excited about, oh, you are approved. Get excited about at what expense. Correct. $37,560, you guys, over a 30-year term for having bad credit. Now, who would rather save, you know, almost $40,000 over 30 years?
Yeah, all of us.
You know what I'm saying? And this is the benefits of what credit does. The higher your score, the more money you get to keep. And that's what you want to do. It's not about what you have, it's about what you keep. You want to be able to keep more money. So you do 1252 times 30 years, that's almost $40,000 that you're paying in interest rate that you don't even have to pay if you just do the process correctly and let the process be the process. Because it's not going to take 2 years to repair your credit. It's not going to take over 2 years to repair your credit. It's not going to take 5 years. And even if it did, let's just say as an example, even if it did, a $3 investment is nothing for you to complain about when you're walking around with $60,000, $80,000 worth of bad debt. Let's be quite frank. A $3 investment for you to repair your credit is nothing to be compared about when you're walking around with $80,000 worth of bad debt. You think the process is long over $80,000 worth of debt? Try paying off your $100,000 worth of debt. Let's see how long the process really becomes. Once you get those negative accounts removed, then you can go out and do the things that you like to do with your lower car insurance. You can now purchase your first home, you know, and do it the right way, right? With the extremely low mortgage so that you'll be able to pay off the house. And then you may be able to rent it out the following year. Your second year, you may be able to rent it out, which is a whole nother strategy that I teach my community. You know, you guys know that. I see Steve here, who's the only real estate investor that I see on the call in my community. We talk about utilizing these strategies all the time with that. I think we have one more slide, right? Or was that it? We did the car, we did the vehicle, we did the car insurance, and we did the mortgage. So that should be it, right? Those three. So those are the, those are the strategies, guys, that I wanted to show you about, like what credit does for you. Don't be excited and feeling jealous about what people are accomplishing with better credit, because you don't know the behind story. They may tell you that their credit got approved for it, but if you closer, if you can folk with them, ask them to see them numbers. You'll see what the story is really telling. When I'm done with structuring this property, when the Lord is finished with this, I'm going to post this on social media, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about, how to work these numbers, baby. You guys are going to be like, Josh, this is crazy. How did you do that? And that's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to keep your money in your pocket and stop giving it to the bankers, because especially as a minority, me and Thomas was talking about this earlier, as a minority, we're already 157 years behind. We are already 157 years behind, right? Juneteenth started in what year? Someone dropped that. Facebook, anywhere. When did Juneteenth start?
1865. Thank you, Ms. Thompson.
It started in 1865, but realistically, it picked up from 1863. We're already over 157 years behind, you guys. We weren't even allowed as a minority, Hispanics, African Americans, we weren't even allowed to purchase a property, to purchase land. We weren't even allowed. We didn't even have permission to live in a house. Yes, that's right. So even if we had a 750 credit score, we wouldn't even been able to purchase a house, because we weren't privileged to them to do so. So we are already over 157 years behind. Realistically, we're 401 year behind, with it being 2020. So overall, we're 401 years behind. But according to when we were at least able to do something in America, we're 157 years behind. So if we're going to go purchase a house, let's do it with wisdom. Let's do it with good strategy. Let's do it with excellent credit. Be patient, go through the process, until the items are deleted, until you're at the 760, 780. Let's do it the correct way so that we can take full advantage with the banks, so that we can, definitely maximize purchasing our houses and our vehicles and everything, because we're already behind everybody else, you guys. We're behind the Caucasians. We're behind the Asians by 157 years. If that doesn't sink in your head to take excellent credit very seriously, I don't know what will. I don't know what will. Time alone should tell you that, man, I gotta wait till I get to this point, because I can't afford to give the banks an additional $40,000 or worse for some people, right? Because your down payment factors in that as well. The higher your credit score, the lower your down payment. The lower your credit score, the higher your down payment, because the banks don't trust you with money. So that's important. But that's what I wanted to share with us this evening. If you guys had any questions, I guess we can leave the floor open for questions.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, guys, you can feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions. Right now is the time. Also, this meeting has been recorded as well, so feel free to contact me and I'll get it out to you. We have one question from Josephine, Josh. Josephine?
My question is in reference to the car insurance monthly quote that you showed. I want to have everything because not everybody's insured. So because my credit score is low, my insurance is high, my monthly premium is high, but I'm covered, my kids are covered, I'm covered, whether you got insurance or don't got insurance. We covered medically, we covered for the vehicle, we covered for if the Mother Nature decides to take over. Yeah. So is that payment that you showed us with everything you could possibly get that's gonna cover you in the event that there's a serious collision in your vehicle? Or is that?
Yes, it is. The only thing that is not included was I just heard you say something that is not included. Health. I think you said health insurance or
I
something like that.
did. I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. So I know that some of you guys with vehicle insurance, you guys do forgot the terminology that they call it. My mind is going blank, but you bulk load your insurance. I don't do that. I just let my vehicle insurance be my vehicle insurance alone. So that's all it is. It's my full coverage vehicle insurance on all my vehicles per vehicle. Different companies, because different companies obviously have me at different prices. But my highest vehicle insurance, I believe, was my Range Rover, and that's $101 full coverage.
You led me to another question with your answer.
Mhm.
Is there a reason why you exclude the health from your car insurance? Because when I went in, it was like, well, they sell those points, and they sell them good, right?
Yeah.
And I thought about it, and I said, okay, yeah, right. So can you go that way? Like, what made you say, okay, I don't need my car insurance to be my health insurance? Because we have health insurance, we have life insurance, we got all those insurances. Okay, the kids got death insurance, but
That's a good question.
yeah, okay.
That's a good question. No, it was no particular reason, no strategy behind it. I didn't utilize a strategy why I do or don't have it. It was just something that I just didn't do. But that was a good question. I would have shared all those shit, or I would have had it coming up on one of these calls, sharing it with you guys.
Okay, all right, that's it. I'm good. Thank you.
I see you just popped in on the call. One of my clients, and Kate and Jason. Hey. Oh, no problem, Josephine. Thanks for that. Someone has a case. Hey, Josh, I emailed you guys last call about my FICO score. Thanks, Kayvon, for bringing that up. So you guys, my clients, the FICO score will not be updated as of yet because they're not allowing us to transfer it over into the system. Thanks, Kayvon, for bringing that up. Once we're able to utilize it in the system, then I'll go ahead and add the FICO score so you guys can see. I know you guys wanted to pay an upgrade. I've seen a lot of those emails. The team did let me know about that, but I wanted to save that for this call. So thanks for bringing that up. I did see the emails that you guys said you wanted to pay extra money to obtain your FICO score. Thank you guys for that. I wanted to save that for this call because I'm not allowed to transfer it over into the system. So once we get the green light that we're able to transfer it over into the system, then I'll definitely add your real credit score, your FICO score to that. But good question, good statement. Thanks for that. So what's the goal for everybody for credit for 2020 going into 2021? You guys, listen up, check this out. We have 2 years to fix our credit. This year and next year. I told you guys a recession happens every 10 years. Every 10 years a recession happens. So when is the next recession? I guess you guys can get unmuted. Exactly. Exactly.
2030.
Yep, 2030. I really believe you guys that the next recession is going to start in 2029. I think it's going to be 2029. The reason why the recession is important is because this is when America goes on sale. Everything on America goes on sale. This is like the business economy of Black Friday. Every 10 decades is the business economy of Black Friday. Real estate decreases, oil decreases, stocks, bonds decreases, America goes on sale. And you want to be able to take advantage of this with having a better credit score so that you can purchase houses and rental properties for dirt cheap and be able to increase your credit score by that time and be able to buy it all along. I told my community that when we started in February that we were heading into a recession and that the market is about to crash in February, early February. And I think it was February 27th when the richest man in the world, Jeff Bezos, pulled all his money out of the stock market the day before the market crashed. Now we know he ain't Jesus. And it was trillions of dollars that he pulled up. Look it up if you don't believe me. I think it was February 27th or something like that. So as long as you follow the
Where are
money,
you going? You're gonna go to the store and get the kids their Slurpees?
to get to that next point. So
I
now
thought
that
you were going on Friday.
it is going to happen in another 10 years,
Oh, wow.
take advantage
What are the kids doing?
of the next. So don't be alarmed by a recession. This happens every 10 years. This is man-made. They do it. They cause the economy to crash, to reboot the economy. I just think there's something wrong with it because the mass media is not financially literate, so we go into hysteria. But now that you guys are educated, you have this year and next year to fix your credit. And then for a good 6 to 8 years, you'll be able to buy something in 2021 and 2022 and make a large profit off of it for 6 to 8 years. Then it's the bear and the bull, right? The bear and the bull market. You'll be able to sell everything right before the market crash and then jump right back in when everything is low. You always want to buy low and sell high. That's the basics of investment. You don't buy high and sell high. Stop doing that craziness that they're teaching you. That's not the real way that you invest. You buy low and sell high. So every 10 years, we enter into recession that's followed by two other things: a presidential candidate and a new virus. So I want you to jot that down. 3 things happening every decade: a recession, a presidential race, and a new virus. If you go back and check America's history, this happens every 10 years. 10 years ago, this happened. 10 years ago before that was Y2K. Oh my gosh, we're about to die. Ah, this year 2000 is gonna be brimstones. You guys remember that? For everyone who's over 30 on the call, when it was 1999, right? When a new president is coming in, going into the 2000s, and we're entering to the new age, the information age. So now that you guys know, the credit score that was valid for this last decade was 700. The credit score that's valid, I'm calling it out today before you hear it from anybody. The credit score that's going to be valid in this decade is a 780 credit score. I'm telling you guys before anybody tells you. You can look it up and no one is going to say that. No one is going to tell you what I just said. But if you look back on this video 6 years from now, you're going to say, Josh told us that. The next score that's going to be vital is a 780. In this decade, it's a 780. So congratulations to you guys who's already on the roll. Thank you, Thomas, for having me on the call. And
Absolutely.
Anyone looking to join our community, we do these video chat calls every month, twice a month. This is nothing new for my community during their investigation process. Let's keep chucking on, right?
Amen. Amen. Hey, Josh, before we wrap up, did you mention the last 2 benefits of credit? I got 1 and 2 and 3. Could you review 1, 2, 3, all of them, so to speak, real quick?
Yeah. So the first one, again, is having a better benefit is it unlocks savings. You guys want to jot this down. It unlocks savings. So you guys, you'll be able to save, again, right, more money. I showed you how as we walked through each step, how you're going to save money. That's the first benefit of having better credit. So you have low interest rates on your loans, and credit cards, because credit cards is the same way. I don't use debit cards. I use credit cards that has cash back, which is one of the other pointers that I forgot to talk about, excuse me. It just popped back up in my head. I'll teach my community that on the next call. I'll show you guys how to make the bank payments. But step 1 is your low interest rate. Step 2 is you have negotiation power. Negotiation power, which is the second benefit of credit. The reason you'll have negotiation power is because when you have a 500 or 600 credit score, the banks tell you what's going on. Listen, this is what we're doing. It's either you like it or you don't like it. But when you have a 700 or 800 credit score, they don't control you anymore. You guys, when I go purchase a car or when I'm looking to buy something, even when I'm, living in an expensive high-rise apartment, they pay me for stuff. They give me benefits. I start off with them addressing me as Joshua. Then when they pull my credit report, they start calling me Mr. Grayson. All of a sudden, it's Mr. Grayson. When I went and bought my Range Rover, they took me out to eat at a 5-star restaurant with steak dinners and everything. These are the benefits, you guys, and I'm trying to show you that better credit gives you because they want to enter into a relationship with you. So you have negotiation power. You can tell them, no, I don't like that rate. Go give me a better rate. Then they're saying, okay, Janice, I'll be right back. Okay, Kenneth, I'll be back right back. Okay, Marisha, I'll be right back. So you want to utilize your negotiation power. The third thing is you're going to get approved for higher credit card limits, which is big. Because if emergency pop up and you liquidate your account, then you want to be able to have access to higher credit card limits. I have trade lines. We sell trade lines to our community. If you need trade lines, we have trade lines within our community. Trade lines, you guys, are positive accounts that can be put in your name on your credit report, but the original owner owns the account. And you're just copying their history and it goes on your credit report and it increases your credit score. So those credit limits on getting approved for the third topic, getting approved for higher limits, you have to have a history on your credit report already that you have higher limits. So I have a community of people who has $30,000, $50,000, $60,000 credit cards in their name. So, that's the third thing that credit does for you. The fourth thing is better car insurance rates, right? Remember, I told you guys how to utilize having better car insurance rate. The first thing you want to do is get your credit score above a 760. You can hire us or any other credit repair company. And if you don't want to go with us, you can go through a consultation with us and you can ask me, Josh, I don't want to go with you guys. Tell me the truth. I don't care. I could care less. If you say, Josh, who would you suggest? This is about you getting ahead, you guys. It's not about me. It's about you getting ahead. If you say, Josh, according to my situation, who would you suggest for me to go through with your expertise? I have a lot of millionaire friends who own credit repair companies. So I would send you to what their expertise is according to their company so they can work on your case. This is about you breaking generational curses. This is not about me. This is about you breaking generational curses over your family. So I want to make sure that you guys have the best vehicle rates and however you can get it done. Better car insurance rates, having higher score. And the last thing is the fifth thing is you can avoid security deposits. Again, I told you guys, when I move into a nice, expensive luxury apartment, I don't have to put down a security deposit. Whether it's a luxury apartment or not. If I choose to move to the hood, back in the hood, back in the projects, some people just want a place to rest their head. You have to put out a security deposit if you have bad credit. They only do that to people who have bad credit. They don't do that to people like me and other people who have excellent credit. They know better. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. They know better. So that's what better credit does for you. Better credit allows you not to pay a down payment or a security deposit when you move into a place, because you can keep that 2 months rent in your own pocket. Even when you look to get electricity. When you look to get electricity, you call them up, they'll tell you, you need to put out what? A down payment. That's because you have bad credit. Again, the root cause is credit. We have to fix the root. Once you fix the root, then you can call them up and say, hey, I'm looking to turn my electricity on in this apartment. And then the first thing they're going to say is, after they run your credit, they're going to say, oh, okay, your electricity is active. Wouldn't you rather hear your electricity is active than rather to hear, oh, I need to put down $500 or $300 before, and they ain't even turned the lights on yet, and they're trying to charge you. You know what I'm saying? But that's because of the root cause, again, is credit. So that's the fifth thing. You want to avoid security deposits on apartments and utility bills. keep money in your pocket. Better credit allows you to avoid all of those loopholes that you experience. Yeah, renting cars too. Renting cars is the same thing because they run your credit. They want to see that you're credible. Everything is about you being credible. Even when you're renting cars, they're going to rent. You'll get denied from even renting a car with having bad credit. They don't even want to let you hold the car. They don't care that you can afford it. You got bad credit. They run you. They do, I think, a soft pull though on rental car companies. They do a soft pull, so you can get disqualified for that. You know, and that's important, right? Because if you're trying to get a rental car, if a tragedy happens and then you need to go get a rental car, you can't even get a rental car, then that's a big problem by itself. Credit gives you security. Having better credit gives you security. So those are the 5 key points that I wanted to discuss with you guys tonight. Low interest rates on loans and credit cards, which is the first one. The second one is, again, negotiation power. You want to have negotiation power. The third thing is getting approved for higher credit card limits so that you can utilize it just in case an emergency comes up. The fourth thing is better car insurance. You get to take advantage of having extremely low car insurance with great credit. The fifth thing is avoid security deposits on apartments and utilities. And all this information about how much credit damages your credit score, or if you would like to just pull your credit report, is on our website. So if you go to newcreditlaw.com, www.newcreditlaw.com, you can pull your credit report and not even be a client. You scroll down to Identity IQ on our website and click it. We have a discounted price with Identity IQ, and you can pull your credit report on your website to see what's going on. Or if you have collections or late items or charge-offs on your credit report, you can see on our website how much points is it damaging your credit report, because we actually have the breakdown for every negative item, student loans, for everything, so you can see how much it's damaging your credit report according to the Statistic Bureau of negative items.
Hey, Joshua, I have one last question. It's Monique here.
I think
when are the Credit Strong scores gonna?
Send your question through the portal, because I think Thomas is trying to wrap up. Just send a question or call, because ladies are still on the call here for like 30 minutes before they close, 20 minutes. So
yeah.
you guys, if you're a part of my community, just send the questions in, because I want to be punctual with Thomas's time that we were given here this evening.
No, very good. I'm glad everybody's having a good dialogue and answering questions, asking questions and getting answers. This is great. I love it. Yeah, just to piggyback on what Josh said, his people, contact him. All the crew members here that's on Zoom, contact me. I'll send this information to you. If you have questions, let me know, and I'll forward it over to Josh's email. So we definitely want to do our best to serve you. Josh, do you have any last remarks before I close us out?
Lastly, I would probably just say, work on your credit, right?
Facts.
Higher scores, lower bills, you guys. Credit is an investment. It's not a bill. Invest in yourself for your $2-3 a day. If you'd like to contact us, you can follow us on our social media page, New Credit Law, Facebook. My Instagram page is Joshua K. Grayson. Joshua K. Grayson, all one word. My Facebook name is my name, Joshua King is my first, and then my last name is Grayson. Or if you'd like to schedule a free consultation, take advantage of free information, you guys. I just gave you guys a bucket load of free information for the past hour and 42 minutes. You can do that on the free consultation. You can go to newcreditlaw.com, www.newcreditlaw.com. Hey, Corey, I didn't even know you were on the call. We finally got Corey on the call. Wow.
Hide now.
Congratulations, man. I see you have like a 200+ point increase, man. I'm proud of you, man. You're rolling, you're trucking and rolling on. Great stuff, man. You're about to hit the 800, the 850 before you know it.
All because of you, bro. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, man. This is God, man. I give all the glory to God. I'm just a vessel that I'm being utilized to serve you guys, man. I'm thankful for you guys to trust me. Thank you so much, man. The team as well. So it's good stuff. So yeah, if you guys would like to schedule a free consultation, again, www.newcreditlaw.com. Schedule a free consultation. My team and I will be more than glad, the credit specialist will be more than glad to assist you.
Awesome. Thanks again, Josh. Definitely appreciate your willingness to jump on and help grow our community. And so to everybody that's here tonight for the first time, Open Mic Night is held every week on Thursday night. I'm the host, Thomas Warren Jr., and Open Mic Night is simply an avenue of information. And so I'll invite subject matter experts to come on and speak about and have real life conversations about what's influencing us. And obviously we're starting with financial literacy. As Josh hit on, man, we're in a pandemic now. We could be experiencing something similar to this in the future. And so we need to learn how to invest in ourselves and learn why we need to go ahead and get approved for a credit card early. You're never too young to have a credit card. You're never too old to have one. So don't procrastinate. Take heed to this information. Thanks again for tuning in with us tonight. You can locate me on Facebook as well as Instagram, Thomas Warren Jr. If you enjoyed tonight, if you would like to kind of express what tonight meant to you, please simply write us a review on Facebook called the Crew Young Adult Ministry. Love to see the positive feedback you may have. And also I want to know how this event could help other people as well. So please provide your feedback. I'm simply glad just to help grow community and build our community so that we can be better in the future than we have been in the past. All right. So thank you all again for tuning in with us. This audio has been recorded, so just contact me if you like one. Y'all have a safe evening and a safe weekend, and we will see y'all soon.
All
Appreciate
right.
you, Josh.
Praying for you guys' success. Let's go, baby.
Let's get it.
See you guys later.
Thanks, Josh.
Y'all have a good night.